The Hudson and Middleton story. Almost 150 years of pottery making history. A business built on traditional skills, attractive design and quality products. Little has changed in our factory since it first opened its doors at the height of Queen Victoria's reign in 1870. English fine bone china quickly set the standard for afternoon tea wear around the world. It was the finest then, and it remains the finest today. China has been made in the pottery towns of Stoke-on-Trent for almost 500 years, drawing on the area's resources of coal and clay. Through war and depression, and one trend after another, Hudson and Middleton has remained a constant at the heart of the potteries. Age-old skills of moulding, fettling and sponging, dipping and decorating remain, often passed down through generations of a family. And while the company's ware is now fired in the latest environmentally friendly kilns, the Hudson and Middleton bottle oven still stands tall up the spine of the factory, a reminder of the company's history and proud tradition. It was the very last bottle oven of many thousands which once stood in Stoke-on-Trent to be fired, and the following archive film records the occasion in 1978.
There are 8 doors or fire mouths to one kiln, and the heat produced by each section must be kept absolutely even all round. It took 36 hours at full blast before the right temperature was gained. 1,150 degrees centigrade is the aim, and no higher. No one likes waiting, but neither would anyone like to collect a saga just yet. Even at a distance, the heat was scorching. It took nearly a whole day for the interior to cool sufficiently before everyone would know if it had all been worthwhile. Nobody quite believed it was so perfect until they'd all touched a piece.
That's it.
At Hudson and Middleton, the finest English bone china is still made as it was in 1870, in the warren of tiny rooms, linked by corridors and winding staircases. The skills used to make this beautiful, unique ware have been handed down through the centuries, and the rooms and corridors of the factory echo with the whispers and memories of generations of workers whose passion was for pots. Here is the story of that passion, passed on from father to son and mother to daughter. A factory at the heart of a community whose products are valued and loved by customers worldwide. Here is the story of the new generation of potters and their pride in making premium, quality, luxury products. Our story starts with the body, the liquid clay mix made to a secret recipe, which gives the ware its translucent beauty. But don't be deceived. Wedgwood's famous experiment of standing a London double-decker bus on bone china teacups is no myth. This product may look delicate, but it's strong enough to cope with the rigours of daily use. The mix of bone, china clay and ground stone is poured carefully into handmade moulds, reusable for a while before being recycled. After a drying period, the mould is opened, and for the first time we see the shape of the ware in its infant state, racked with care, row upon row of hundreds of perfectly formed pieces have a hypnotic quality. It might look simple, but purely adding a handle to a cup takes precision, skill and years of learning. Age-old skills of sponging and fettling remove any imperfections from the ware, as well as the traditional skills which bring handmade quality to the Hudson and Middleton range. The company's mechanised production stream allows large volume production for specific ranges. Jollying flat and hollow ware produces large volumes of ware, ready for firing and decorating. Some of Hudson and Middleton's most popular fine bone china ranges are manufactured in this way, going through the most stringent quality control processes before they leave the factory. The next stage is the biscuit firing, the start of the magical process between making a pot and finishing a product, when kiln temperatures reach a staggering 1,220 degrees centigrade. Note that by now the moisture from the body has evaporated and we are left with ware which has shrunk to its finished size. Dipping a piece into its first glossed glaze can be a disaster if not carried out with the care of a master. It looks so natural to someone who has dipped hundreds of thousands of pieces in a lifetime, but one slip is enough to ruin a piece. Glossed firing provides a shiny canvas to accept the arts of the decorators. Once again, we can wonder at the skills of the pottery workers as we enter their brightly lit house, where attention to detail is everything. Marvel at the speed and dexterity of these skilled artists. And remember, they are often paid by the number of pieces they decorate in a day, not by the hours they work. Speed and quality are everything. There's a tension and a sense of purpose about workshops like this all over the city. And yet, the friendship and passion for the product they produce is just as visible. Workers grow up and grow old together in these rooms. They share joy and sorrow, hope and despair, and all the time they decorate ware. The workers in these rooms become families and have a character of their own. Lithography is a fascinating skill. Another which sounds simple: remove a transfer from a backing paper and place it onto a cup, saucer, plate or teapot. It can include all the colours of the rainbow and complex patterns to wrap around the ware. Transfers can tear or crinkle, but the skill and dexterity of these workers make it look easy. Smoothing complicated transfers around the ware using scalpels to lift detail from a sheet and add it to the ware, carefully smoothing the transfer before a quick check and on to the next piece. Blink and you'll miss it. But this potteries ballet has been danced for hundreds of years and is a spectacle in itself. Rich base colours achieved by carefully hand spraying glaze onto the ware before the final firing. Alchemists of old believed they could transform base materials into precious metals. Here at Hudson and Middleton, this brown paint becomes sparkling, shiny gold in the firing process. It completes the decorating process, which all comes together in the final firing. We have our translucent white body with a shiny, glossed finish, all decorated with lovingly designed transfers, hand sprayed with vibrant colours and gilded by hand to finish the piece with real gold. Each individual piece is carefully inspected for quality assurance before being packed and dispatched. This story of tradition, skill, quality and care results in the very finest English bone china, exclusively produced and fitting for the exquisite experience of a traditional afternoon tea. For more information on the story of this exciting future, linked with hundreds of years of English pottery tradition, please visit the website